Hey guys, it's Josh here from Pearl Lemon Games. First of all, head over to pearllemongames.com. If you want to try any of our video games, you can click this link right here and it will redirect you to our site for games. Also, if you're interested in finding out or getting our free guide and how to build your own video game in less than 12 weeks, just click the link in the description below for access to our free guide.
Hey guys, so this video is about creating a mini game here in Unity part 2. So if you watch part 1, we've just created our player and our ground. So our next step will be making our player interact with Unity physics system. So to do that, we just need to add in a component into our player game object. So to show you an example, so for example, we lift our player in the air and then we hit play. As you can see in our game window or our scene view, it does nothing. But if we add in a component called rigid body, this will automatically add physics system into our player. So if we hit play, now we can see a difference. So as soon as it plays, you can see that our player falls off into our ground. It's like our player is affected now by the gravity here in Unity. Okay, so next step will make our background a little more like a presentable one. So just go into our main camera. First, let's just rotate it again to see our background. And then in your main camera again, look into your inspector here on our right side and then choose skybox and set it as a solid color. And now as you can see, our background is solid color and then we can change the color in here. Just click that color palette and then for example, let's make it a little bit like gray. Okay, I think that will work. And next is to save our progress. So to save our progress, just hit Control S. Oh, we must exit the play mode. So hit Control S or we can manually save it in here. Save as, for example, level 1 and then hit save. Now your progress is saved. Okay, so now before we proceed into our programming part, let me just show you a small examples of our rigid body or physics here in Unity. So let me just drag in our player into our ground and then we can duplicate this player just by pressing Ctrl D while the player is selected in our hierarchy. This works in every game object here in Unity. And then drag in our duplicated game object above it, for example. And then from here, you can change also its shapes. From here, you can also change the shape of this game object just by editing this mesh filter. So for example, this will be a sphere. Now, as you can see, our box turned into a sphere. And then, of course, to make the physics work, be sure to check that you have a collider and a rigid body on it. So, for example, if I hit play, then this ball should hit our box in here and then roll in sideways. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, it's too centered, so I need to readjust this ball a little to the right side and then hit play again. I need to adjust it more. My apologies. But I think this will work. So now, as you can see, it hit the side of our cube. So adding a rigid body in our game acts with physics like in our world. So thank you for watching and let's proceed into our part 3 where I'm going to teach you some basic programming stuff. I hope you learned something and thank you for watching.